Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to draft a halter neck dress, and if this sounds like what you would love to learn, please keep on watching. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So I'm going to roll out a horizontal line here, which is going to serve as our starting point. So this line here is our starting point. The next thing I'm going to do right here is to take my vertical measurement. From the starting point, I'm going to come down to mark my bust point, my under bust, my waistline, and then the length of my dress. I forgot to mark my hip points before the length, but that notwithstanding, as we go on with the video, we are going to mark that out later. So I'll just go ahead and rule all the points across this way. So this is my bust point, my under bust, my waistline, and then the length of my dress. Now I'll come to the top of the paper and impute my shoulder measurement. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5. I'm going to mark it right here on the starting line. Then on this point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. We do this all the time. You know our shoulders are not straight, right? So I'll now, on this point, I'll come down to mark my arm length. How to mark your arm length? You divide your bust by 6, then you add 1.5 inch to it. So I'll connect the points together, then I'll extend it across. Now this is my chest line. Then I'll come here and mark my neck measurement. So I'm going to use 2.5 for my neck width and then 2.5 for my neck depth. Then I'll connect the 2 points with my curve rule. Then my shoulder slope, I'm going to connect it into the neck this way, like so. Then I'll come to this line here, I'll measure whatever I have there and then mark the midpoint, and then come in by half an inch. I'll come in by 0.5. Then on the chest line, I'll divide my bust by 4, and then I'll connect the point with my French curve this way. Now this is my armhole curve. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is to impute my body measurement. We've already marked our bust measurement. I'm going to add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll come to the under bust, I'll divide it by 4, mark it, then I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance as well. I'll come to the waist, I'll do the same thing, divide my waist by 4, mark it, then add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Now I'm going to mark my hip point. From the waist, I'm going to come down by 9 inches. From the waist, you come down by 9 inches to get your hip point. Then I'm going to roll that across. So this is now my hip line. Then on the hip line, I'll divide my hip by 4. Add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll come to the length of the dress. I'll remove 1 inch from the hip measurement and then I'll mark it here to give it that pencil effect. Okay, remove 1 inch from the hip measurement to give it that pencil effect. But if you don't want, you can just mark what you have on your hip line on the length. Okay, but to give it that To give it that pencil effect, remove 1 inch from the hip measurement. Then I'll connect everything. So this is it, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is to come to the top of the paper and come down by 5 inch. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want too much side boobs to show, so as to know where I'll be slanting my halter neck from. So I'm going to roll that point across. Then from the center front, I'm going to mark 6 inches. Like I said before, why I'm doing this is because I don't want my armpits to show, okay? So from the neck, I'm going to rule out a line to meet that point, like so. Then I'm going to use my French curve to connect it into the armhole, like so. Now our front pattern is ready. So this is the part I don't need. The part I'm cancelling is the area I don't need. So I'll just go ahead and cut the pattern out. This is how simple it is, guys. So we now have the front pattern. I'll just take this so we can draft the back. But before we draft the back, I'm going to mark 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So the width of this ruler is 1 inch, okay? So I'm going to use this to rule out the 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So the next thing I'm going to do right here is to place this front pattern on the back pattern to get the armhole, okay? I'm going to trace the armhole out. I'm going to trace the armhole on the back pattern. So after tracing it out, I'm going to take it off. After tracing the armhole, I'm going to take the front pattern, and then I'll go ahead and impute the necessary measurements: my bust point, my under bust, my hip, the length. I'm going to go ahead and from the waistline, I'll come down to mark my hip point, which is 9, and then I'll go ahead and rule the line across, just the way we did on the front pattern, okay? We are just repeating everything. So this is the length, this is the hip, this is the waistline, this is the under bust line, and the bust points, okay? So the next thing is to impute my measurement, my bust measurement, and then add 1 inch for sewing allowance. I'll come to the under bust, I'll do the same thing. We are basically repeating everything we did on the front pattern, okay? You just go ahead and impute your body measurement. You add 1 inch for sewing allowance, and I'm just repeating everything I did on the front pattern, okay? Then I'll go ahead and connect the points. and then smoothing all the sharp edges. Okay, this is the back. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to determine the back neck, the back neck depth. So I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch. Okay, for the neck depth I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch, and then I'm going to connect it with my curve this way. So we now have our back. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So this is my zipper allowance. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So guys, this is all for the drafting of our halter neck dress. You can actually do this directly on your fabric if you're a professional, but if you are a beginner, I would advise you use a pattern paper to draft this out before cutting on your actual fabric, so you don't ruin your fabric. Okay, so this is all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and do well to subscribe if you have not done that, and give this video a thumbs up if you like the video and if you want more of this content. Okay, thank you so much. Support me by subscribing to my channel if you have not done that. See you in my next video. Thank you and God bless you.